First, Snow by Mary Oliver, analyzed by Kayla Nichols. Mary Oliver was born in Maple Heights, Ohio, on September 10, 1935. She grew up there as a child and attended both Ohio State University and Vassar College in the 1950s. However, the odd part is that she did not even receive a degree from either college for unknown reasons. She went on to create her first book of poetry in 1963 called No Voyage and Other Poems. From there, Oliver has published multiple books, including House of Light in 1990, New and Selected Poems in 1992, Poems and Essays in 2003, Red Bird in 2008, and most recently, she published Blue Horses in 2014. Those were some of her more famous books that she has published, but she has also published numerous other books as well. Mary Oliver resided in Massachusetts most of her life, for approximately 50 years, with her companion Molly Malone Cook. She has won countless awards throughout the course of her life, and some of her essays won Best in America. Mary Oliver moved and currently resides in Florida. First Snow is a very popular and widely known free verse poem written by Oliver, in which she looks at the first snowfall from morning to night by using literary techniques such as personification, metaphors, a simile, imagery, and alliteration. Oliver's use of descriptive words makes the reader feel as if he or she is experiencing the first snowfall themselves. Her choice of wording also helps the reader follow the timeline of the snowfall, such as, quote, "The snow began here," end quote, in lines 1 and 2. The word here represents the morning. The snowfall began early in the morning. Oliver starts by using alliteration in lines 4 through 9. The consonant W, such as white and where in lines 4 and 5, and Y and what in lines 6 through 7. The consonant B in lines 6 through 7, such as back and beauty, and the consonant F in line F, such as fever and flowing, focus attention, and help convey the idea of the first snowfall. Alliteration is also used in line 12, less and lovely. The repetition of the same sound adds character to Oliver's description of the first snowfall. The snowfall is white and everywhere, calling the reader back to why and what the meaning of snow is. The beauty of the snowfall is flowing past the windows and is actually very lovely. Quote, "Flowing past windows, and energy it seemed would never ebb, never settle less than lovely," end quote. Oliver uses multiple metaphors in her poem. By line 18, the snow has stopped falling and nighttime has approached. The heavens still hold, quote, "a million candles," end quote, but the speaker cannot see them anywhere. Oliver then continues on to discuss a scene created by the first snowfall. The speaker stops and captures a beautiful picture of the stars and moon, which resides above the newly fallen snow. The use of metaphors continues on to line 25 through 27. Quote, "The broad fields smolder with light. A passing creek bed lies heaped with shining hills," end quote. The fields, trees, and creek beds shimmer with the sparkling snowfall. Oliver uses the metaphors to direct the reader's thinking and to use her own examples to draw comparisons. Personification is another literary device common in the poem. Oliver creates the image of the first snowfall in the beginning of the poem by personifying the snow or by giving it human-like characteristics. In line 4 through 5, the snow's, quote, "white rhetoric," end quote, is everywhere, and the snow has, quote, "an auricular fever," end quote, in line 9 as it flows past the windows. The human-like qualities the snow possesses allow the reader to have a better connection with the poem. Oliver uses only one simile throughout her poem, which is found in lines 22 through 23. Quote, "The trees glitter like castles," end quote, meaning the snow on the trees sparkle just as castles do, reminding the reader just how beautiful this first snowfall really is. Oliver associates the treetops covered with snow to a fairyland, the castle, to help the reader have a great comparison of this beautiful image she is depicting. Oliver uses words and phrases to help create a mental image in the reader's mind of the scene she is trying to illustrate. She relies heavily on the use of imagery to describe the first snowfall. Words such as white, beauty, flowing, lovely, silence, glitter, and shining hills are excellent descriptive words to enhance the magnificence of the first snow. As a reader, I noticed that Oliver uses imagery at the same time as most of her other literary devices. For example, the metaphor in lines 26 through 27 state, quote, "Creek bed lies, heaped with shining hills," end quote. Not only are these two lines an example of a metaphor, but they are also used as an example of imagery as well. The creek beds are full of shining hills, meaning they are heaped full with the beautiful, fresh snow that has just fallen that day. Another example is in lines 22 through 23. The simile here states, quote, "The trees glitter like castles," end quote. As mentioned previously, the trees sparkle just as castles do because of the snow. The simile can also be used as imagery. The reader can picture a mental image in their mind of the shimmering, sparkly snow on top of the trees, similar to that of a shining castle. Mary Oliver does a great job using literary devices in her poem, First Snow. This poem is very popular because of the comparisons and similarities the reader can relate with. Many people can recount a time when they saw snowfall for the first time and how beautiful and gleaming it was, especially a heavy snowfall like the one Oliver wrote about, that starts early in the morning and ends at night. Being able to recall similar experiences of the first snowfall allows the reader to have a stronger connection with the poem. Because this poem is in chronological order from morning to night, it is very easy for the reader to follow, as the landscape and surrounding environment fill with snow. When the snow does stop falling, an immense silence occurs because of how overwhelming and exciting the first snowfall was. Oliver does an excellent job portraying the first snowfall in a way that the reader feels as if he or she is experiencing the snowfall themselves. I would like to end by acknowledging the sources I used. Mary Oliver's biography originated from poets.org. The picture on slide 2 came from emilydickinson.org. The picture on slide 3 came from beaconbroadside.com, and the last picture on slide 10 came from greatthoughtreasury.com.